Welcome to the National Putting Tour.
Rolling on the NPT. Rolling. 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 Rolling on the National Putting Tour. Rolling.
Welcome to Surprise, Arizona. We are here at one of the nicest synthetic putting courses in the nation, sitting right on Asante Lake. This is the 2022 National Putting Tour Heritage Asante Putting Championship. We have a great field filled with star-studded putters. Let's go out to the action. This is Sean Tate. You might have seen Sean Tate at the Valley Golf Center tournament. He's a local to Phoenix. He knows putt tech really well. He has a course in his backyard. Here's Brock Gillespie, hole one for birdie. Great start for Brock. Here is Mike Gonzales. Just misses birdie there, and you can see this ball trickle off into the river. Here is Spencer Edmonds, hole number 2. Every hole out here is a par 3. That one's going to get into the water, unfortunately. And here's Brock Gillespie, hole 2. And this one is right on track. Nice putt for Brock. He'll make birdie there. And here's NPT standout Richard Herbert. This hole is supposed to replicate the 17th hole at Sawgrass. And Richard for birdie, and oh yes, Richard with the hot start.
Great job, man.
And here's Brock Gillespie, hole 4. He's got to throw it up on top of that hill and let it trickle down, and he's just going to miss that there. He'll settle for a par. Here's Spencer Edmonds, same hole. Trying to find that right line. Not a bad putt for Spence. He'll have about 5 feet for birdie. And here's Sean Tate, hole 4 for birdie. And here's Spencer Edmonds, hole number 5. One of the longer par 3s out here, and the hole sits on a shelf. It's tough to get the ball back there. This one's not going to make it. It's going to trickle back a little bit. Still a pretty good putt for Spence there. He'll have that for birdie. Here's Brock Gillespie, hole 5. Place it out way left at the beginning. Oh yes! In the heart on one of the toughest holes for Brock Gillespie. Aces are hugely important out here because everything's a par 3. If you make an ace, you go -2 on one hole, so everyone's trying to make as many aces as possible. Here's Richard Herbert, hole number 7. Great comebacker for birdie. And here's Brandon Fox starting out his day on hole number 1. And you can see how treacherous that break is. If you're just a little bit offline, it'll swing out to the right there. And here's Brock Gillespie, his second shot, hole number 7. Kind of a tough stroke there, and what a putt. You have to come up with a lot of different types of strokes out here at Heritage Asante. Because of these weird undulations, it's very difficult to take the putter back. And here's Sean Tate, and you can see how tough that putt was. It came right back to him. And here's Brandon Fox, hole number 1, his second shot, and oh yes, Brandon's starting to heat things up here. Brandon is the National Putting Tour Los Angeles champion. And here's Brock Gillespie to get to 6 under and just left it out a little bit to the right. Brandon Fox, hole number 2. And he ran that long. And that'll be a tough second shot for Brandon. And here's Spencer Edmonds, hole number 6. And that putt's been eating people up all day. It breaks a little bit to the right, and players just aren't seeing it. You can see this great Heritage Asante clubhouse in the background. And here's one of the brightest personalities in competitive putting, Drew Stramfer. Drew, one of the favorites in the amateur flight. Nice putt for Drew there. He'll have a tap-in birdie. And here's Jacqueline Roersma, hole number 7. Jacqueline is a local Heritage Asante resident. She loves coming out and playing this putting course. Not a bad putt there. And here's Brandon Fox in a tough spot on hole number 3. And oh, he handled that like a pro. That'll be a great, great par for Brandon. Anytime you're in the rough on this course, you're just trying to make par. And here's Asante on one of the toughest holes, hole number 8. And this hole is a doozy. It's almost impossible to get the right speed. And here's Brandon Fox, hole number 4. Not a bad putt for Brandon there. Have about 3.5 feet for birdie. And here's Spencer Edmonds, hole number 7. You can see how he has to play it way up high on the hill. A little kiss of the rough will help there, but this is still going to run long, and you can see how quick this putting surface is. And here's Brandon Fox for his birdie and just misses it low side. He'll tap this in for par. And here's Don Boone playing with Drew Stramfer. Don's a local and knows this course very well. Just left that one a little bit short. Spencer Edmonds, hole 8 with a nice make. And here's the daughter of Brandon Fox, Kaya Fox. Kaya, one of the future stars of the National Putting Tour, I'm sure. Great putt there for Kaya. She'll have this for birdie. Looks back at Dad for approval. Hey, not too bad. Great par there for Kaya. Here's Drew Stramfer in a tough spot on hole 4. He's got to play this up on the hill, and oh yes, handles it like a pro. Drew made the drive out here from San Diego, California. There's Jeff Kirk with a nice birdie. And here's another phenomenal putt from Kaya Fox. Heck, professionals aren't even getting to that close. And here's Jeff Kirk with another tap-in birdie. He's climbing up that leaderboard. And Jeff Kirk is in the clubhouse right now at 6 under. He's our leader. And here's Mike Derzance. Mike, a local. And there's Brandon Fox finishing up. Brandon Fox getting used to this Heritage Asante putting course. He's one of our top professionals. And this is going a little bit long, and uh-oh, that's in the water. Not where you want to be. And here's Jeff Kirk, hole number 7. It's looking good, but watch out. Oh, you can see how this thing can just carry away at the end. Very tough undulation there. And here's Richard Herbert starting another round. He's on hole 1. This is an unlimited retry event, so the players can play the course as many times as they want. And here's Jeff Kirk. That's a nice par there. He's got a really great round going right now. Jeff, one of the 2022 NPT standouts, finished 2nd place at Pechanga. Here's Mike Gonzales. Mike, always one of the favorites. And here's Richard Herbert, hole number 2. Richard judges this very good, and oh, what a nice putt for Richard. He'll have a tap-in birdie there. And here's Mike Gonzales, hole number 4. Oh, he judged it perfectly. It looked like he didn't think he made that one, but nice putt for Mike. And Mike's got a very nice round going. Welcome once again to the 2022 NPT Heritage Asante Championship. Let's go back out to the action with a local legend, Terry Gerber. Terry has the unofficial course record on this course of a 20. And here's Jeff Kirk, hole number 4, and he's judged this perfectly. And watch this bounce off the rough and trickle towards the hole. Excellent birdie there for Jeff. And here's Terry Gerber once again, hole number 2. He's got this for birdie. He probably has the most experience of anybody out here. And he'll tap this in for his par. Good start for Terry. And here's Brock Gillespie. Nice putt for Brock. He'll have that for birdie. And this just in, Mike Gonzales has shot a course record -9. That's 18 strokes. What an incredible round for Mike. Let's go to Brandon Fox, hole number 5. Got this on a pretty decent line, but it's going a little bit to the left, but he'll like that. That's a nice putt for birdie there. And here's Don Boone. And Don hoping that stays, and it does. Out here, you find yourself begging the ball to stop. These undulations are very difficult. And let's go to Terry Gerber, hole number 4. Plays it out way to the left initially, and oh, look at this. Oh, yes. Hole in one for Terry Gerber. And Terry's climbing up that leaderboard. Here's Richard Herbert with a tap-in birdie on hole number 9, and you can see how this one can get away from you, and watch out. And here's one of the local Heritage residents running it a little bit long. Now Richard Herbert's going to come back here. He's got this for par. Just misses there. Tough bogey there for Richard. And here's Paul Roersma. Great local putter. And here's Mike Gonzales again. Hole number 3. This is the longest hole, and it's tough to keep this ball on the green. Very easy to go long. Now here's Sean Tate climbing up that senior men's leaderboard and just misses birdie there. Tough putt for Sean. There's Paul Roersma tapping in for his par there. Nice putt for Paul. And Brandon Fox has just shot -6 to get into a tie for second place. Brock Gillespie has turned in a round of -5. Spencer Edmonds currently leading the amateur division at -3. And Mike Gonzales is still leading the way at -9. I just don't see anybody catching that round. What an incredible round for Mike. And here's another Heritage Asante resident. Unfortunately stuck in the trap there. Now here's Jeff Kirk. Hole number 9, and will this hang on? And oh yes it will. There's a ledge right there and it falls into that sand trap. I'm surprised that ball didn't roll down. And we'll stay here with Jeff on hole 9. Guys are really fighting in this unlimited retry format, trying to best the next guy's round. A nice putt for Jeff. And here's another Heritage Asante resident. You'll notice that tall putter. That's actually Brock Gillespie's putter. She accidentally grabbed it. Probably a little bit too tall for her. And here's Brandon Fox. Brandon has a very good round going. He's trying to chase that 6 under. And that one will roll away a little bit, but we'll have a nice putt for birdie there. Here's Mary Durzance. Tough miss there. And here's another Heritage Asante senior female having fun out there. Now we got Sean Tate. Sean climbing up that senior men's leaderboard. And here's a putt that barely nicks the rocks and comes back. That'll work. That's one way of doing it. A lot of different ways to skin the cat out here at Heritage Asante. Course architects give you a lot of different options. Here's Jeannie Hitchcock, the favorite in the senior women's division. She almost makes a hole in one there. Now this putt, I'm not sure where she is aiming. Oh, started left, stayed left, right into the water. And here's MSOP legend Gianfranco Guida. Gianfranco has a great round going for his first try. He's at 5 under right now. Simply amazing. But the day belonged to Mike Gonzales. Mike shot an amazing 9 under. Here's his final hole. You can see how he plays this up on the high side, and this thing is going to trickle back. He's yelling for it to go in, and it almost does. And Mike Gonzales sets the course record, shoots 9 under. What an amazing performance. One of the greatest rounds in the history of the National Putting Tour. Terry Gerber takes the amateur flight, and Sean Tate will take the senior men's division. Let's go to the leaderboard. Once again, we got Mike Gonzales at -9. Brandon Fox squeaked in for a second place finish at -6, tied with Jeff Kirk and local legend Terry Gerber at -6. Brock Gillespie, Chris Zorbzan, Gianfranco Guida, and Sean Tate finish at -5, and Don Boone and John York rounded off the field. Thanks once again to Heritage Asante. It was an amazing event, and cannot wait to do this next year. Let's go down to some interviews. Guys, we're talking to Jeannie, the senior women's champion today. She shot +1. What an amazing score out here. Jeannie, I played with her in a practice session a couple weeks ago. I knew she had potential. She came away with the senior women's victory. Jeannie, tell me a little bit about your round and your experience out there on the putting course.
Well, it was a lot of fun, and a couple of birdies, and the hole-in-one on 7 was pretty special, but it was a lot of fun.
That's awesome. As you guys know from the other interviews, the wind started gusting. Jeannie, how were you able to negotiate that wind? Did you do anything differently? Were there different thoughts there?
Not really, just pulled my hat down tighter.
Yeah. Well, guys, she lives here at Heritage. She's a senior women's champion. Congratulations, Jeannie. Get a nice cash payout for you. Well done.
All right.
We're here at event number 25, guys, Heritage Asante Championship. Jeff Kirk, one of the MPT standouts, led the way for half the day at -6. Jeff, congratulations, second place, well done.
Thank you.
Jeff, tell me a little bit about your round, a little bit about the course, and what you thought about things out there.
Well, first of all, Brock, this has been just a fantastic event. It's been so much fun.
Thank you.
Coming out here and practicing and playing and competing, and it's just a great venue with a lot of really, a mix of kind of medium to hard holes, and there's a way to hit it, but it's a very fine line. How I played, I mean, right away I had a game plan, and it came out and birdied the first 5 holes in my first round, so I was very happy about that. Then I kind of just stood right there. I missed a couple putts coming in that I just misread. I didn't quite get on the right line, so I made a par and a bogey. I got to 9. I was 4 under, and I thought, I was a little discouraged because I just bogeyed 8. So I was like, I need to make this putt. I need to make this putt to feel good, because I feel like I'd let it slip away with that bogey. And then I made it right in the back of the hole and made it 6 under. So I felt very good about making that putt.
I heard the yells. Great hole-in-one on hole number 9. So Jeff, tell me a little bit about once Mike Gonzales goes to 9 under. I mean, the guy shoots a ridiculously low number. Do you think about rebuying and trying to catch that, or were you just kind of content with -6, or what was the psychology there? What were you thinking?
I wasn't really content with -6, but going into the day, I knew that the wind was going to be calm in the morning and pick up in the afternoon. So the time to get that score, that amazing score that Mike shot, was in the morning, realistically. And I think if it was a little calmer, I'd be more likely to go back out there. But it just didn't look like it was possible. And I watched his round, and he made incredible putts.
Gotcha.
And he just had it's probably maybe one of the best putting rounds of the National Putting Tour history.
It was. It may never be matched. It was incredible. But Jeff, your round, we thought that was probably going to win. Ended up getting you second place. Well done.
Thank you.
We're here at event number 25, Heritage Asante Championship, guys. What an amazing putting course. Once again, this putting course is built by Putt Tech. They build these putting courses all over the country, and this one might be the best putting course in the country. Guys, we have a champion. I've been doing this a long time. I don't know if I've ever seen a round this good. 9 under, the par was 27, so he shot an 18. 9 under par. Mike Gonzales is our champion. Mike, tell us a little bit about your round today, what you thought about the course, and how'd the round go for you?
First of all, this is a very difficult course. And I had done a couple other rounds earlier, and I could not get through the first 3 holes with a birdie. And I thought to myself, that's all I want to do is just take one hole at a time and just try to make a birdie. So I went hole 1, and I made a really, really good birdie save. Hole 2, I made a birdie. Hole 3, made a birdie. And all of a sudden, I started getting an adrenaline rush, and I felt like I was really onto something special. And then I birdied the next 4 holes in a row. So I was 7 birdies through 7. And then I went to 8, which is probably the hardest hole. And usually it's hard to make a par. And I just kind of got lucky, and I made eagle, hole in 1.
Amazing.
So I ended up shooting 9 under, which is really beyond what I could have imagined doing.
The record, everyone around here knows the record was 20, and Mike beat that by 2 strokes. An incredible round. Mike, the wind kicked up out there. We're out in the desert. Started off kind of mild. The wind kicked up. How did the wind affect your rounds at all? Was it a part of the equation?
It wasn't that much of a factor for me. I did do my rounds early, and there was some light wind, but it really didn't hurt me. The wind just started blowing up about an hour or 2 after I finished, and it made it super difficult for everyone else. So that gave me a little bit of edge.
That's awesome, man. Mike, this is 3 wins this year. We're going to call you the Scotty Scheffler of the National Putting Tour. You're on a hot streak. It's going well. Are you going to be playing a lot more events? Are you going to take kind of ease up a little bit and take some rest? What's the thought?
I'm going to try to do as many tournaments as I can.
Okay.
I'm not going to be able to make it to Vegas. I have some Champions Tour qualifiers I'm trying to get in. So I'm going to be doing almost every other tournament I can get into.
That's awesome. Once again, guys, Mike Gonzales made history today. -9. I think that record will stand the test of time. It was an amazing event. Thank you for watching. Mike, congratulations on the National Putting Tour. We'll see you next time. Thank you for watching the National Putting Tour. We will see you May 21st at the JW Marriott for the Grint Tour Putting Championship.